Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and we are going to be continuing on with the next faucet here in the Studium. So we will be compiling them all together, and this one is Professor Rurusha's new friend. Boric is in a spot of bother. Dearie me, whatever am I to do? I dread to think how the professor would react if I returned without a... Oh, sorry, you startled me. I don't suppose you would happen to be a craftswoman, would you? Brilliant! Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Boric, and I am under the employ of a professor at the Studium. Professor Rurusha, to be precise. She works in the field of archaeology and is deeply invested in the restoration of relics. I have been tasked with finding someone capable of helping with her most recent project. Needless to say, I first asked our colleagues at the Studium itself for their aid, but I was told in no uncertain terms that our so-called relic was mere refuse. Frankly, between the two of us, to my untrained eye, it appears to be little more than a shabby ornament or a child's toy. The professor, meanwhile, is convinced that it is unique and of great value. And far be it from me to question her, few archaeologists have had as much success as she, but I digress. Would you be willing to at least meet with the professor and hear more about our work? Let me have a look at this relic. I'm really curious to see it. So you are willing to meet her then? Excellent! Thank you so much! She ought to be somewhere here in the Studium. I don't imagine it will take too long to find her. Okay, so this is going to be the Facet of Archaeology, and you can go through this as either a goldsmith, blacksmith, or an armorer. I'll be going through this as a goldsmith this time. Ooh, here we go. Oh dear, here's Professor Namono, come to tell off the professor once more. Honestly, I've never seen such foolishness. Why, hello there. Terribly sorry, but I'm rather busy at the moment. Can it wait until later? Perhaps you wouldn't be quite so busy if you weren't wasting time on what is clearly little more than rubbish. You do realize that there are limits to our fundings and facilities, don't you? The faculty cannot afford to waste time on projects that show little to no merit. Honestly, I think you're overreacting, Professor. I have a very good feeling about this relic, you know. Feeling? Feeling? I was not aware that we had decided to rely on feelings over common sense now. If I were you two, I'd spend my time on anything other than helping this crazed crone with her work. Sorry about that. You must be wondering what you've walked into. Seems that Professor Namono is having a rather bad day. Wait a minute, you wouldn't happen to be an artisan, would you? She is indeed, Professor. What's more, she kindly agreed to hear more about our work, which is why I brought, Come to think of it, I don't think I ever asked for your name. You'd be surprised how often that happens. Well, Claire, thank you for coming all this way to talk to an excitable old lady. I am Rurusha, a humble professor of archaeology. You doubtless heard from Boric that we are attempting to restore a relic of sorts. I suppose it then falls upon me to explain our situation in a little more detail. But let us first make our way to the workshop. It'll be much easier to explain things to you there. Wow. So she was yelled at another professor, and then she just brushes it all off like nothing happened. I'm not sure I know anyone scarier than Professor Namono. Of course, he is highly capable. The fact that he's become a professor despite being younger than myself is proof of that. Although the fact remains that he's so passionate about work that he is somewhat hard to approach. The work that presently occupies my time is the restoration of this peculiar piscine-faced relic. Its design called to mind the stories of Saint Dhyata, which is why I've taken to calling it the Golden Dhyata, in her honor. It was brought to us by one of our gleaners. From what I understand, the excavation hence they found it was an independent venture, and considering its otherwise lackluster appearance, those of a similar mind to Professor Namono have been quick to write it off as rubbish. However, I believe it to be a type of mammoth. Well, looks like a mammoth to me. I do not wish to sound impudent, Professor, but do you truly think that that thing could be a mammoth? To my eyes, it looks like an ornament designed to resemble a bird or a fish. Next, you'll be saying that it can take to the skies like an airship. For all we know, it might well do that. And yes, I'm quite certain the golden Dhyata is a mammoth. It doesn't look much like your standard udon mammoth, I'll grant you that, but its innards are no less complex. We just need to get it fixed and it's bound to start moving. I know it. What's more, I've got a special feeling about this one. Something tells me it possesses special abilities. Another one of your special feelings. Wonderful. In any case, this is where I need your help, Claire. The relic might not seem in a bad state from its outer appearance, but its insides are a mess. There appears to be a little that can be salvaged, so it will be your duty to create replica parts that match all the broken ones housed within. I would be forever grateful to you should you decide to help us. I'm just camping at the bit to find out what secrets lurk within this little old thing. Wonderful! I knew I could count on you the moment you arrived. You made an old woman very happy, Claire. Now, let's get down to business. I'd like you to begin by working on its exterior. Though I see no signs of erosion, something, possibly one of the dislodged parts, has done considerable damage to its insides. But it won't do to work on the interior and its complex parts without first ensuring the shell housing them is sound. That said, I've no doubt you'll need to prepare a few things before you get to work. Let me know when you feel ready to get started. Okay, the Faculty of Archaeology is now unlocked. Okay, so we can speak with Professor Rurusha for the next quest. Okay, the Dormant Dhyata. Oh, hello again, Claire. Are you ready to begin? Wonderful to hear. I'd like you to start by crafting gold plating. You needn't worry about fitting it to the relic, though. I will handle that. Wow. Short and straight to the point. I like that. Okay. Let me know when you've made the plating. Yeah, let's see here. Set of gold plating. So let's head down here to Studium. Okay, so we got some of the stuff. I'm gonna have to go and get more. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip a little bit forward once I have all the materials. Okay, so that's all the pieces that we need. So let's go ahead and just craft one real quick just so you can see how it's done. Alright, that was pretty easy. Let's make one more before we skip ahead. Okay, so reflect. Then delicate synthesis. Another delicate synthesis. We'll do one more. Okay, so that's 3 altogether. Now innovation. Great strides. And Bright God's blessing. And then we just wrap everything up with a careful synthesis. Okay, so let's go ahead and just skip a little bit ahead. So once we have all 6. Alright, so we're back here with the Studium after we finish crafting all 6 pieces. So let's go turn them in. Pray let me know when you've made the plating. Great work! I can see you're a fine craftswoman indeed. Thank the gods for sending you our way. Okay, we've begun to earn Rurusha's trust. Rurusha, sorry. Truly splendid work. Our little friend is looking much better already. Oh, it feels like watching my own child growing up. That you are here to help means more than you know. I'm glad to see you in such high spirits, Professor. Truly I am. But is it really wise for us to use the entirety of our remaining budget on this project? Oh, Boric, lighten up. Have I ever steered you wrong in the past? Well, I suppose not. Even so, you must forgive me if I feel uneasy seeing our coffer so thoroughly emptied. Better that the money is used than left to gather dust, I say. While I do agree that being miserly serves little purpose, the opposite extreme may not be the best approach. Well, there's no need for you to fret, Claire. I have set aside more than enough scripts to see you duly compensated for your efforts. Better not talk of boring old financial matters. I believe it's time for us to start work on our little friend's insides. However, know that this will be an altogether more difficult process than reinforcing its exterior. Let me know when you feel up to the task. So I really do think that this piece is a mammoth. I mean, I've seen stranger mammoths. Okay, a rookie relic restorer. Try saying that 5 times fast. Okay, so the next quest is at 83. I'm not surprised. Alright, so I'll be right back once... Okay, I'll be right back once I level up, though it's going to be a quick jump for you. Hello everyone, I'm back here at level 83, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this little Dhyata is going to advance. So we have Gears of Gold. Rurusha has noticed components are missing from the relic. Why, hello there! Oh, thank the gods you're here. I was so worried you might not return that I couldn't focus on my work. Why would you think that? Honestly, Boric, show a little faith. Claire doesn't strike me as someone who'd go back on her word. My apologies. I didn't mean anything by it. It's just that we've been turned down by so many others. As you probably worked out by now, Boric has a penchant to worry far more than he has any right to. Please don't take anything he says too seriously. But that's enough of that for now. It's time we got back to discussing our little friend's woes. This time I would ask you to craft some minuscule cogs made of gold. While examining the insides of the relic, I discovered that it was missing some, which seemed to have caused all the damage we've observed. Whatever you make will need to be as tough as a coral. Are you up to the task? Leave it to me, I've had far worse days. Oh, it's great to know I can always count on you, Claire. Best of luck. Okay, Studium delivery commenced. Alright, so here we go. I've already made a handful of them, so I'm just going to show you real quick how to make it here. I didn't have to use great scribes or innovations there. That's cool. And there we go. I have every confidence your work will be immaculate. Indeed, I very much look forward to seeing what you can do. Well, you just saw me make one, so... yeah, I went ahead and made a couple of these, which I find very helpful. Solid work as always. Look at the detail too. It's obvious you stand head and shoulders above your peers. The cogs were a perfect fit. Now I would be even happier if she decided to move for us. Oh, it twitched! The golden Dhyatas flinched ever so slightly, however, it soon returned to its former stagnant state. Appears you still have work to do. Oh, well done, little one! We'll have you moving properly in no time, don't worry. Well done! It's merely flopped on the table like a dead fish. This is hardly cause for celebration. I'm growing increasingly worried that this will all come to nothing, and your reputation will end up in tatters. Oh, calm down, Boric. At least you forget the relic has found buried with the body what appears to be a mage, possibly of some repute. Their tomb also contains a range of tools used by those highly skilled in the arcane arts. I'm positive that this mammoth possesses great power. But if we're discussing what it could be, I would say it could just as easily be a trinket or charm they kept on their person. And let us not forget the shady stories we heard about the gleaner who sold it to you in the first place. How are we meant to trust someone with a track record of peddling counterfeit wares? Boric, how many times have I told you not to hold others' past against them? Everyone is capable of change, and I for one remain convinced that this relic is worthy of study. It is true that a gleaner's livelihood depends on their ability to discern what is a forgery and what is a genuine article, but no one is without error, not even me. If our little friend here does turn out to be a fake, it simply means I've made one such error, nothing more, nothing less, although I don't believe for a moment that I have done so. After all, who will believe in me if I don't believe in myself? And that's not to say I think myself invaluable, mind you. Putting that aside for the moment, I shall examine our friend here and see if I can determine what problems yet remain. When next you have time to spare, Claire, pray seek us out, and we will set aside about making further repairs. I really think it is something special. I think she's completely right, but I love the attitude she has. It's just like a breath of fresh air. Reasonable relic restored. Okay, next quest is at 85. That was pretty fast. Oh well. Rubbish research. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump straight to the next quest. Alright, so here we are back with the next part of the Facet of Archaeology. And we're going on to one of the two 85 quests. Rurusha is in need of a particular part in rubbish research. Claire, lovely to see you again. I do hope you've been looking after yourself. On more than one occasion, my students have fallen ill due to neglecting their health, you know. I wouldn't want you to go the same way. Goodness, listen to me prattling on like some worried old mother. Well, I may not be your mother, but the rest still stands. I am old and I do worry about you. But never mind me, you are obviously in good health and spirits both. Now, while you were away, I took a closer look at the golden Dhyata to determine what other parts may be faulty. The problem, it seems, is neither the mammoth's core nor the mechanism controlling motor function. I've examined the core, and it appears to have been made from exceedingly rare minerals. I could find no gleaners willing or able to procure them, but I did manage to strike a deal with a merchant in the harbor. It will take time for the materials to be delivered, however. Until they arrive, I propose we start with another rather important piece of our mammoth's puzzle. Your task is to craft the motor components required to support proper movement. This is far more complex than anything we have asked of you thus far. I sincerely hope nothing goes wrong. There's been so much to worry about over of late. I fear there is insufficient time in the days to consider it all. The thought of overlooked troubles keeps me from sleep, and before I realize it, another day rises with a new set of problems. Goodness, Boric, that won't do at all. Well, I suppose that's one more reason for you to do your best with this. I'm sure that would put Boric's mind at ease. Alright, so moving on to the next crafting piece. Don't know why I did that. Okay. We already made 5 of them, so I'm just going to make 1 more. I hate when they blow up in my face like this. Alright, that's 6. Let me know when you've finished. I fear poor Boric will struggle to sleep until the matter of this relic is resolved. Thank you. Fine work as always. This should fit our little friend perfectly. She's looking a lot better with that new part in place. We still no replacement for her core, but let us see if she is at least capable of rudimentary functions. The golden Dhyata moves a little more than before. You suspect it will be good as new once you replace its core. I can't tell if he's happy or upset. We're making progress. It may be slow, but we're definitely heading in the right direction. All that remains is to fashion a new core. I thought I told you to cease this ridiculous work of yours. Oh, don't tell me. It's him. To think the Studium's resources are being wasted on such nonsense while my efforts to decipher ancient languages goes largely ignored. You there, clumsy assistant! How have you not yet convinced her to stop this blunder of a project? You should understand better than anyone her colleagues' misgivings for this outlandish behavior. Well, I concede I do not share the professor's optimism for the potential of that thing, but so long as I am her assistant, I will continue to support her in whatever way I can. Word has it, Kier Alapo thinks rather highly of you. For her to sing such praises, you must be an artisan of remarkable skill. Yet for all your talent, it seems you still have much to learn about what work you should and shouldn't accept. Your gifts will go to waste if you keep humoring this old bag. There is no need to be so rude. Say what you want, but I think this is a job worth doing. Honestly, what a merry bunch of fools you all are. Do not think you can continue wasting Studium resources forever. Jeez, what's with him? Is it just me, or did he seem to be in a rather good mood today? Wow, that was a good mood? I hate to see a bad one. Well, hopefully that wasn't too distressing for you, Claire. We simply need to keep at it. I'm certain our mammoth friend will stir to life as soon as we get her a new core. As always, your help will be indispensable. Okay, we're a rather good relic restorer. I think we're a little more than just rather good. But that's just me. Alright, so the next quest is actually right here, and we got a level up. Awesome. Boric's choice. Rurusha has something to ask of you. Welcome back, Claire. So wonderful to see you again. We just received word our delivery of core materials has come into port. Boric was just leaving to go and fetch them, but now that you're here, might I ask you to accompany him? I would be certain of the qualities of these goods, and I trust your discerning artisan's eye. Fantastic. Well, hurry along, you two. Let us be on our way then. The merchant said she would be waiting for us in Scholar's Harbor. I feel like I keep changing his voice around. But man, that other Lullafell, I mean, what's his deal? I mean, if that was considered to be a good day, and yet she just brushes it all off. It's like, she's letting her work do the talking for her. I really like that. Like, she's just one of those teachers who does not give a damn what anyone thinks about her. She does what she feels is right, and she is completely optimistic. I've actually had a couple teachers like that, and I really do appreciate it. Ah, Claire, this is the merchant I was telling you about. Hello, hello. How are you this fine day? You're both from the Studium, yes? Why, yes, we are, actually. We've been sent by Professor Rurusha for... Ah, so you be here for the minerals then. Have a gander at them and let me know if they meet with your approval. Well, they seem to be what we asked for. Any thoughts, Claire? Oh, that's glad to hear. What a relief. Pleasure doing business with you. Do you have the tome I recently ordered for the Studium? The order was placed under Namono Tayamomo. Ah, Professor Namono, always a pleasure. Of course I do. Here it is. I hope it is to your liking. Yes, this is indeed what I requested you acquire, though I must say its contents appear to be somewhat lacking. Dearly me, do you wish to return it then? No, you did your job and deserve to be compensated accordingly. Thank you kindly. If there's nothing else, I'll be on my way. Here, perhaps with this you will learn something about what constitutes worthwhile research. If it piques your interest, then feel free to visit me in my office. I would gladly welcome someone as determined as you to join my staff. We could do with another pair of hands. A compendium of linguistic research. I fear its contents are beyond me. Archaeology has always been my preferred field of study. However, my marks in school often left much to be desired. To even call me a second-rate researcher would be flattery. But that mattered little to Professor Rurusha. She took me under her wing in spite of my shortcomings, and my performance greatly improved thanks to her tutelage. So much so, I was offered a position working at St. Coinarch's Find after graduation, but I couldn't accept it. I owed a great debt to the professor for all she has done for me. So long as she has need, I will remain at her side. Alas, I don't feel I've been much help to her of late. Perhaps it would be for best if I took a few odd jobs for Professor Namono. At least then I would be contributing to the field in some way, however insignificant it may be. I mean, they're all true, but... let's pull at the heartstrings. Professor Rurusha will be all on her own. Oh, you are right. This is not a decision to be made lightly. Apologies for my jabbering. You did not come all this way to hear my lamentations. Come, let us return to the professor. He's such a good guy. He really is. And I understand, like, wanting to repay a teacher. I mean, I definitely had a few teachers who, let's just say, they had every right to give up on me. I was not the best student. I really hated school when I was younger. And I think a couple of them did kind of give up on me, but a couple others just would not give up until finally I learned the damn subject. Ah, good times, good memories. Welcome back, you two. Everything went well, I take it? Good to hear. Thanks again for lending us that discerning eye of yours. I say, Boric, what is that tome you have there? Oh, this? Well, we happened to run into Professor Namonmo when we went to the merchant, and the tome he ordered seemed to underwhelm him, and so he shoved it into my hands. He also asked if I might consider working for him. Look at you, getting scouted by other professors. You're coming up in the world, Boric. Alas, he only wanted me to help out with odd jobs. I could never hope to aid anyone in deciphering ancient languages, as you well know. I do wish he wouldn't put himself down like this. He contributes more than his fair share to my work, at the very least. But let us set that aside for now. The time has come for you to get to work on the core. If you have need of additional materials, Boric will provide. Okay, a golden core. Okay, required to repair Rurusha's mysterious invention. Okay. Mysterious relic, sorry. So it's a little bit tougher. We're so close. Let me know once you finish making the core. Well, that was nerve-wracking work, but I've successfully replaced the old core with your new one. Now we need but pray that it works. Ah ha ha! For the briefest of moments, the golden Dhyata took flight. Unfortunately, it immediately falls to the table. A rattling sound can now be heard coming from within. Well, what do you know? It really can fly like an airship. I can hardly believe my eyes. Are you certain it is not Alagon in origin? I can think of no other civilization capable of fashioning such a mammoth. Strange, though, that it continues to function poorly despite replacing all its parts. Which leaves us with that it is now essentially a prohibitively expensive ornament. I'll grant you that our results thus far are somewhat less than satisfactory, but this is not cause for panic. Archaeology is at its most interesting when you come up against a little hurdle like this. Don't you just love being challenged to solve a good mystery? Well, only time will tell if the golden Dhyata is truly a mammoth or simply someone's old plaything. But I could never forgive myself were I to move on to another project without first uncovering all of our friends' secrets. Just think back to the state we found it in, and now it's capable of flight, for goodness sakes. We've made incredible progress. That said, the rattling noise just now does have me worried. Perhaps I made a mistake somewhere when inserting the new parts. We'll need to dismantle it once more and see if we can't deduce what went wrong. Until then, I bid you get some rest. I will let you know the very moment we have finished. Wow, that was another short one there. Okay, so the next one is level 88. So we'll pause it right there for a friend in need. Oh, that doesn't look good. All's not well with Rurusha. Well, I'm sure we'll find out. Okay, here we are with level 88. We are back here with the Facet of Archaeology, and I can't wait to see what they come up with now with the golden Dhyata. So I wonder what's wrong with Rurusha. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just mulling something over. I dismantled the golden Dhyata after you left and even tried oiling all its parts with lubricants graciously lent to me by the Faculty of Alchemy, and after reassembling it, nothing has changed. That said, I did make one new discovery. I found this small part within its mouth. It seems to be an artificial voice box of sorts. That this piece could have anything to do with its malfunctioning is highly unlikely, but it is damaged. I thought it may be worth replacing. What do you think? It might help if we could communicate with it. I mean, if it has a voice box, it probably talks. Wait, you think the golden Dhyata may be capable of speech? Ha! A novel idea indeed! Well, she is capable of flight. It would not surprise me if she could talk as well. Perhaps then we could ask what ails her. Could I trouble you to make a gold mechanical voice box for our friend? Just imagine what interesting things she might have to share with us. This is very strange. Just what is it? We know it's a mammoth, but not many mammoths were made to talk like that. At least way back then, as far as I know. So there's definitely something really special about this one. Oh, I can't wait until she's able to uncover exactly what it can do, and then everyone sees that they were wrong. I'm always a fan of proving someone wrong like that. The mechanical voice box may be just the thing we need to learn more about our little friend here. Just imagine what she may have to tell us. Oh, thank you! Exquisite as always. We'll have her talking in no time with a voice box like this. And we got a level up too, that's nice. Alright, let's see if she speaks. Golden Dhyata says something, however you haven't the foggiest idea what it's trying to tell you. She speaks! I knew it! Did I truly hear that just now? Oh, Professor, this could be the discovery of our lifetime! That said, while it definitely made a noise, it sounded more like a song than speech to me. Still wasting time on your little pet, I see. Ah, Professor Namomo, perfect timing. If you could spare a moment, we have need of your keen insights. I beg your pardon. Did I do something to suggest I wish to waste my time alongside you? Don't tell me you actually made progress. Oh, thanks to Claire, yes. In fact, our recent discovery falls within your realm of expertise. Well, I say discovery, but it's more of a clue that may lead to one. A clue? Well, that's very impressive, given all the time you've already wasted on this lark. Honestly, are you even listening to yourself? Regardless, I did not come here to discuss your latest failings as a researcher. Allow me to be brief. In light of your wasting of research funding, I have asked the Studium to consider if your continued employment is of worth to anyone here aside from yourself. Just look how stressed your assistant is! Fret not, Boric. I promise to look after you once Professor Rurusha is removed from her position. Of course, in return, I expect you to sign my petition to proceed with this inquiry. What a jerk! Well, that didn't go to plan, did it? Considering the linguistic nature of our problem, I was hoping Professor Namomo might be willing to assist us. If only I had spoken up sooner, perhaps it would not have come to this. Forgive me, Professor, but the day has given me much to consider, if you'll excuse me. I never realized he was under such stress. Is it wise to leave him alone? There are certain matters we must work out for ourselves. I have faith he will make the right decision for himself, whatever that may be. Become, he would not wish for our work to remain at a halt on his return. We must consider our next course of action. Okay, this is getting rough. But there's still one we still have one class. But we still have one quest left, and we are top drawer relic restorer. Okay, so we have one more quest at level 90, so this is gonna be it, the big one. It's Wayback Machine. I can't wait. This is gonna be so good. Be right back. Hello everyone, we are back with the final quest for the Facet of Archaeology. Claire is ready to go in her level 90 gear. And we have Wayback Machine. Rurusha is in need of your sage advice. Ah, Claire, fortuitous timing as ever. As you can see, Boric has yet to return to the workshop. To be honest, it has been somewhat lonely here without him. For mercy, I have managed to make progress with the golden Dhyata by way of a rather curious discovery. Initially, I thought to leave her be, fearful of damaging the parts you've labored so hard to produce, but then curiosity got the better of me. I dismantled her yet again, but this time I discovered a black stone inside, a connector of some sort coiled all about it. Any ideas what it might be? An elegant tombstone? One that didn't fall from my pocket. No, we'll go with this one. Ah, an elegant tombstone, you say? It doesn't have the customary patterns of a tombstone, but the texture is certainly similar. Based on where we found her, I very much doubt our friend here was created in the third astral era. No, the fifth astral era is much more likely, perhaps even the beginning of the sixth. It is entirely possible the people of that era, after unearthing Allegan relics, repurposed the technology, or perhaps they merely drew inspiration from Allegan designs in their own work. If this was meant to store records, which I believe it does, I would have expected it to serve as her core, much like the mammoths of Udal. However, the Golden Dhyata's core has an altogether different function, which is why I suspect the stone and whatever knowledge is stored within is meant to supplement the core, hence the connector I found wrapped around it. Tell me, little one, just what secrets are you hiding? Claire, would you be able to fashion a new connector for her? The one I found attached to the stone is clearly not working as intended. Honestly, what would I do without you? Let's not waste any time then. We must finish our work before Professor Namomo convinces the Studium to hold that inquiry. This may very well be the last request I ask of you, so please, any materials you require, but ask and I will see to the rest. So this is it. Okay, so bursting with materials, take as much as we need. Let us see. A gold connector. Oh man, this is gonna be good. I mean, I know she's not the type who's going to like rub it in their faces, but this is gonna be so good to see the looks on their faces otherwise. Pray make that gold connector as quickly as possible. Now we need but insert the stone and see how she responds. Professor Rurusha! Boric, so good to see you. If you're here to apologize, don't. You're here now and that's all that matters. No, that's not it. I mean, yes, I am sorry for being away for so long, but... I came to apologize, Professor. I signed the petition for your inquiry. Your research is leading you nowhere, Professor, and I thought it better you resign than tarnish your legacy with this final project. So I signed the petition, and now Professor Namomo has all the signatures he needs to submit his petition. It was only after I signed that I realized my mistake. If that relic yet holds secrets of a bygone era, it is our duty to find them, but now we may never have that chance. I take it you heard the good news. Professor Namomo. The faculty are ready to hold their inquiry, Professor. I suggest you make your way to Learner's Meet, lest you miss the ending of your own career. You two may as well come along too, the more the merrier, as they say. Oh, I just want to knock that smug look off his face. Always in a hurry, that's one. He really must learn how to relax. She's so chilled. Boric, would you be a dear and do me a favor? I wish to finish fitting this part to the golden Dhyata. Once finished, I am positive we will learn all we need to know, but I need you to delay the inquiry, if only for a short time. No need to worry. I suspect it won't be long before the old girl stirs to life this time. Go ahead with Boric and wait for me at Learner's Meet. Oh, this is gonna be good. I know it's gonna be really good. Professor Namono, what's this? Only the two of you? You're not going to tell me that the great Professor Rurusha took the coward's way out and fled, are you? No, her legs simply don't move as fast as they used to. Would you care for a cup of tea while we wait? Better yet, we could pay a visit to the last stand. Boric, we are far past the time for guilt and regret, would you not agree? But you needn't fret. I'll be sure to look after you, so please, there's no need to delay the inevitable. At any rate, all necessary parties to this inquiry will be here soon enough. Professor Rurusha's absence merely proves that she has no intention of defending herself. Now let us make our way into the auditorium. Allow me to preface this hearing by stating that I have the utmost respect for you as a fellow academic, Professor Rurusha. However, given the support behind this recent petition, we have no choice but to consider the matter of your continued tenure here at the Studium. You stand accused of squandering Studium funds on the restoration of a relic of questionable origin. And she has refused time and time again to heed my request to cease her activities. She's convinced that the relic in question is some sort of mammoth, but I have not witnessed it move even an elm. What's more, the gleaner that found this so-called relic has a history of delivering counterfeits in the past. Isn't that right, Boric? Come now, Professor Namono, nobody's perfect, and for the 100th time, that mammoth is something special. You just need to be patient with her. Come on, little one, show them. Am I seeing things? This proves nothing. How do we know you didn't ask this helper of yours to contrive a means for it to move on its own? Well, I suppose it falls on me to confirm as much. Tell me, did you do as Professor Namono suggests? I only made the parts required to restore it. She speaks the truth. Naturally, someone of her ability could doubtless make modifications to allow rudimentary movement, but I don't think even the best in her field could achieve this. Why, isn't that the tome I received from Professor Namono? As you may recall, the golden Dhyata produced strange noises some time ago in our workshop. It was only until recently I realized those noises were syllables, and they matched those comprising the language found in this book. Now, my dear, would you kindly read an excerpt from the book? Oh, and please be certain to translate it into a language we can all understand. No way. The serpent that sleeps in the deep slowly sheds its skin of old. It's a translator. Oh my god. And he studies ancient languages. I recognize that passage. It has something to do with magics that control the life stream. At least, I would wager that's what the serpent represents. It aligns with everything my research has uncovered thus far. Then, this relic is... an ancient translation device, yes, and here I was convinced that Professor Rurusha has all but lost her critical faculties. Yet clearly it was I that was entirely in the wrong. I have been too quick to belittle the work of others, thinking only of what immediate benefit they might have to mine. A researcher should be inquisitive and reflective, but I have only been selfish and overly prideful. Please allow me to extend my sincerest apologies. If anyone should be removed from their post, it is I. Oh, stop. You needn't be so dramatic. If not for your passion for linguistics, I would never have discovered the importance of this relic. Well, it would seem there is no further need for these proceedings. If I may make a suggestion, would you two consider working together? It is clear to me, at least, that such an arrangement would be mutually beneficial. What a fantastic idea! I would love nothing more than to work alongside Professor Namono. Pray allow me to thank you for helping Professor Rurusha with her research. Were it not for your intervention, I fear we may have committed a grave error and silenced a perfectly capable researcher along with her work. All's well that ends well, eh? Let's head back to Maker's Meat. I need to thank you properly for everything you've done. Oh, that's so nice! And again, she just completely brushes it off. She's great. Seems I owe you an apology. Still, it is most pleasing to think that this will aid my work as well. There is yet much learning to be done. Yeah, a nice big chunk of humble pie was exactly what you needed, buddy. Oh, I am so relieved. Oh, the golden Dhyata. The serpent that sleeps in the deep slowly sheds its skin of old. Eventually, the serpent devours its own tail and renders new flesh using its own. The pain felt will cause the earth to quake, the mountains to crumble, and the rivers to run dry. The 7 wedges must be driven into its back. Interesting. Very interesting. I thought I was acting in your best interest, but, well... Professor, I'm more sorry than you'll ever know. Would you ever consider allowing me to work as your assistant once more? I'll give you all the time you need to decide. Listen, Boric, you don't need to apologize to me because nothing's changed between us. You never stopped being my assistant. And please do yourself a favor and stop being so hard on yourself all the time. I couldn't ask for a better colleague. Though I suppose there is one thing you could do with learning. Patience. Our work often takes time to bear results after all. Now, are you ready to get back to work? Old Professor. Oh, what a nice surprise. Are you here to ask for our little friend's help? Something like that, yes. The book I gave your assistant was merely an abridged compilation of works on ancient languages. What I have now are complete inscriptions of the texts I am presently studying. I simply must know what is written here. I have spent far too long toiling away to decipher their contents to no avail. I'm all too familiar with that feeling. I suppose all researchers are spurred on by that thirst for answers. Perhaps, perhaps said answers will even help with these recent anomalies in the live stream. I'm sure some of the other professors at the Studium would love to hear your findings. Well, you two have certainly reconciled your differences quite quickly. Would that I could relinquish my worries so easily. Thank you once again, Claire. If you hadn't stuck around to help as long as you did, I might have lost an irreplaceable assistant and countless colleagues. And that is to say nothing of the huge academic leap forward we're about to make thanks to all your hard work. A gift I hope to repay with hard work of my own. When next you visit, I'll be sure to have a number of fascinating discoveries to share with you. I hope you're prepared, Boric. You have 2 professors to attend to now, so no more moping, alright? Oh, I'm quite sure he'll have no time for that, as I no longer have the resources required to hire additional help. You are my one and only assistant now, Boric, so do try to keep your wits about you. Oh dear, what have I gotten myself into now? Well, at least the subject matter is interesting. I think that's the first time we saw him smile. Ah, quest complete! That was such a nice little venture. I loved it. And we're a masterful relic restorer now. I love that. That was probably my favorite quest series so far, at least for Endwalker. Perhaps the occupant of the tomb we found the mammoth in was a translator of sorts. I can't wait to discover just how many languages our friend can translate. Same thing there. Oh, thank you for coming. I've been so busy lately with all these new discoveries, but let's have a good chat over tea at the last end once things have calmed down. I'm busier than ever, but I'm loving life. Professor Namono has been rather calm lately, and I'm even sleeping better at night. Well, that's good to hear. Alright, so let's go ahead and close everything out. Thank you so much for journeying here with me with the Facet of Archaeology, and I hope you're looking forward to the next series of... And I hope you're looking forward to the next series of quests here at the Studium. So until then, take care.